Hello.
Hey,
Hey. We just hit maybe a dead zone or something. That was my son calling. He's on his way into town because it's his birthday today. So he's
oh,
running and doing some stuff. I don't know, tattoos or something. I don't know, something fun. We love
for
tattoos.
him or for you?
Both. I don't know. It depends on where we go. He's like, "Do you know of a tattoo artist that would be available like tomorrow?" I'm like, all the tattoo artists that I go to are booked like months in advance. Like, I don't go to just anybody, but for simple stuff, you can. That's not a big deal, but he just wants to get like a scripture and some cloud work done, I think. So he's kind of going through a bit. He's going through a lot. Him and his gal are broke up.
Oh no.
Yeah, and they've got the baby, and so there's just all this. I mean, aside from it not being legal things like parenting plan you got to do, he's going through a divorce. And so that's intense for a 21-year-old. It's or 22 now. It's 22.
Yeah.
So, how are you? Well, tell me some wins. I kind of know some, but share so everyone knows on the replay. You've been having a great time
Yeah, I just got another client like 20 minutes ago from
in your
this whole
backyard.
thing. Yep.
Yay!
Yeah. So I'll have to jump off like at 12:30, 12:45, but
Okay,
yeah, I'm going to see them now. They just called this morning, so
that's incredible.
but I
Well
was
then,
going to have the afternoon at home, but
oh,
um I still am, so that's a win. I'm
yeah.
gonna I'm rescheduling, trying to reschedule everything to where I get some time at home during the
Yes.
week.
And that's the thing is like the universe will work that out. Everyone will be compliant and you really just have to be it's kind of like in the grow mode, you're like, I'll take everybody that wants me to be, and then you're like that. I've gotten 6 new clients in the last 8 days. And
On
I'm
top
doing
of the 20 or whatever?
that what?
Did you didn't you have 20 on your post?
Well, that was that joined the group, but like actual like hired me clients,
Oh,
those are potential. But these are yeah, so I'm like, okay, I could meet you at like 5:30 in the morning. And I'm like, Leah, do you really want to do that right now? And for
I
some
know.
reason, I'm like, this one I do. This one is, I feel like a big connection. I get a lot of business owners here locally. I get a lot of people who are very well connected. And so I always look at everybody as a potential 10 clients, so it's good. All is well. And if I have to scale back, then I just have to scale back because it's overwhelming. But I do have to make that time for like my kids, my sons. We work out. I have to always keep that open and available. I can't just, that's not what we were meant to do. That's not why we're here, is to just work 12, 13-hour days and drive ourselves in the ground, not be able to enjoy any of the abundance that we are receiving, so sometimes not taking a client because it's not, you put you first and in the center of it, and then whatever works is going to work around that. And you've got to be super firm in that. And that's sometimes hard when we're growing a business and we want that income. We may need it, but this is actually a great lead into what it is that I'm going to talk about today, because I have been heavily in this mode of manifesting. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about it. I have this great book. It's called Project 369, The Key to Wealth, Abundance, and Prosperity. And it's mainly just journaling. And what I do every morning is I write down my I am statements, which are your affirmations. I am wealthy. I am worthy. I am healthy. I am abundant. All of those. And it really expresses to you how powerful that is. And this might be a two-parter because there is so much to it. And it's like, you got to wrap our minds around just the concept of this. So I put together a little thing that I want to go through because we sometimes use the word manifesting and it's like, what does that even mean? Some people don't even know what that means. And that is basically you are creating, why is this? Oh, there we go. Something that you desire using your imagination. Okay. And some people, how many times were we, when we were children, did we just love and have all of this imagination and playing and just like lived in a completely different world than our folks even were living in, and we just had this childlike, because we were children, imagination and just had a blast. Like no one could tell us any different. So it's a focused desire without resistance. So sometimes when we're in the awareness of it not being there, then it being there or imagining it's there is what the resistance is introduced to the situation. Is like we see the lack of it, not the actual of it. So we're raising your vibration to a level that abundance is vibrating at, because we've talked about the emotional scale. And if we're way down here in discouragement, disappointment, anger, frustration, resentment, maybe we look over to this person and they've got the dream life, they've got the dream income, the dream spouse and all that, and we are not happy for them. We are resentful in a way. And I've actually felt that way sometimes, like when other coaches are like freaking scaled to 100 grand, launch or whatever. And it was difficult for me because all I could feel was I haven't had 100 grand launch type of thing. So it's focusing on am I really focusing on? And then it's just strong visualization, allowing ourselves to visualize without squashing that dream super fast, right? So when it comes to money and abundance, we think of material. We can't make money be our main focus, right? So abundance, it should not include the material wealth, but just the abundance of perfect health. You feel purpose, love for what you do, peace, happiness, joy, all the things that you get out of doing your job, right? Doing your career. That is also abundance. So we can't just make it money. Money is a medium of exchange. It's just an energy exchange. This one I'm still wrapping my mind around. Energy. It's just energy being exchanged. So if you have an unhealthy relationship with money, when that is your sole focus. So don't claim that money is the root of all evil either, because then you can subconsciously condemn and resent money and those who have it, like I said before. So these beliefs will only push, I don't know why that word funny is there. Money, probably push money and the desire away from them. So next is our transformation. So how do we transform that? We have to transfer occurs through a burning desire. So if you have I don't even know what that means. Basically, if you don't transform inside, there will not be a transformation outside. So every moment you're creating and manifesting your life through your state of consciousness. With that, realizing, knowing that you've unlimited potential within you to create in manifesting anything in your life. And also you have to be in that receptive mode to be able to receive what that is. If you're looking at, I don't have this, I don't have that, she has that, how do I get that? And we're all about the lack of it not being there. We're not going to be able to see when it's coming. So ask yourself this, do I have the same thought patterns, emotions, and behaviors as if I would if my desire were here right now? So if you're able to close your eyes and imagine what it would be like, how would it feel? What would it look like? What would you be doing in your day if you had all the abundance in life that you could ask for? Money, all of that. What'd that feel like? Would that feel like freedom? Would that feel like peace? Would that feel like, to me, I would feel energized just to like possibility, like endless possibilities of what I can do with my time, what I can do with my resources, who can I bless? We always are just in this give it away feeling because we are not focusing on the lack of it because we have it. So if we can get to that mode before it gets there, then you're going to be manifesting it really, really fast. You're going to start getting clients, the right time, the right location, all of those things. If it's just a given and you can imagine what that feels like. And then I put that nothing else I can stop you from manifesting your dream life. You create your world through your conditioned beliefs. And I encourage you to choose your beliefs wisely. So wealth, abundance, and prosperity. We must not look inside of wealthy, abundant, and prosperous mind. I don't even know. This is like my autocorrect must have just went nuts on this. So it's not about what we want. It is about what we're attracting and what we believe to be true about ourselves. We attract what we are. So if you believe in your ability, you believe in being an abundant person, and sometimes if the money thing is a little bit too much of resistance to it, think about the abundance you have with your people, or your you have abundant health, you have abundant love and relationships and friendships. Think of abundance in other areas of your life if there's too much resistance in the money department. Because sometimes we're just facing this reality and it's just screaming at us in our face, and it's hard for us to pretend that's not there, especially if you've got bills to pay, things coming up, you've got to crunch numbers. I mean, math is math, right? So it's like deal with that, but then go meditate. Go meditate and put yourself back in this, I am an abundant person. This is what I see my physical reality to be, but this is not who I am. It's not who I am. Okay. Affirmations like the I am statements will put you in the frequency of being abundant, prosperous, and wealthy as well. Instead of saying I will, or, I am is talking about that very present moment. So what do you embody? Being wealthy, you will recondition your awareness and effortlessly attract a wealthy abundance in a prosperous life. And then you just know that it is done. Be still, it is done. You're already rich. Creation is finished. You're just simply waiting for it to be manifested. And what I thought about today when I was doing my meditation was I was sitting, I don't know, there's just a lot of these aha moments that I get whenever I do my meditations, and some things sink in and some things take a little longer. But I was reading something and it was talking about how everything that is where you are right now, like your reality, you manifested that. That was what you vibrated back before. So connect the dots. This has been your destination. So sitting in my living room, I love my home. I love how my whole house is decorated. I love the feel of my house. And I'm like, I created this. And I kind of just sat in this knowing of I did this. This is great. This is fantastic. I really like what I created. So in that sense, I can look at my physical surroundings and beat the drum of how much that is great. And then I'll get more of that. When you don't have those physical surroundings that are great, you have to take your focus off of that and then just go inward into our imagination and live as if we have it outside of us. Does that make sense? And that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier. So find a radio station. When you tune your radio station to country music, then you get country music, right? Your mind is a radio that is tuned by you. Everything physical and non-physical in the universe is energy, frequency, and vibration. So tune your channel and attention. You turn your frequency and you create your station through the thoughts and the beliefs that you focus on. Like I was saying, I was focusing on all these beautiful things around me and then I was claiming it too. I claimed that this didn't just come from the furniture store. I was led to the furniture store to find this thing because I had a desire for something. I had a desire to feel a certain something when I sat in my living room. And then the universe worked out all of these details to create that. And I just followed the prompts, right? So your thoughts and beliefs are tuned to worry and fear-based thoughts, then your mind will continue to provide you with more worry and fear-based thoughts and beliefs. I know that to be 100% true, because the second I start waking up, maybe even with anxiety, which I have not done that in a while, it goes down a very slippery slope very fast for me. And so I have to choose my beliefs that are in harmony with my vision and my dreams, tune my frequency to the specified station, and you can't have this split energy about it either. You can't be like, well, I know it'll come, but let's not stick our head in the sand because reality is this. No, you cannot do that. You have to literally be so childlike in your visualization and your imagination that it's like what you see. It's what you see when you open your eyes too, is what's in here, not what's physically out there. The universe is mental. That is that source energy, that is infinite intelligence. So all these breakthroughs, miracles, and transformations occur there, those aha moments. Have you had an aha moment recently at all, Stacey?
I feel like I've had a lot of aha moments. I mean, this month was just incredible for me. But you know, balance was one of those words on there, and I think that is really the hardest part, because like you said, you can go down a slippery slope very easily.
Yeah.
And me too with anxiety. Like sometimes I get some, like in the middle of the night, like I'll wake up and have to go to the bathroom, and I go back to bed, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
Just kind of freak out for a little while. And I don't have that as like you said, as often as I was, but
right.
When I started my business, I just like kept working and working and working, because I was having a lot of anxiety, not having something to do, something to focus on. So the more I went, the less anxiety I had, because I wasn't focused on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wasn't focused on it 24/7. So that, but my goal now is, as we've discussed, to get clients closer to me, less driving, but more business. But I also want that work-life, like this is my new goal, is my work-life balance, because literally I leave the house in the morning and don't come home till after sunset. And one thing I truly love about this state is the sunsets in the evening, and this time of year especially. And this is a funny story, because one of these new clients that I just got is head of the landscapers put these bushes in around our lanai, and now I can't see my sunsets from my lanai. So it made me really angry. I've been, like trying to get them to do it, trying to get them to, take these out, blah, blah, blah. Well, one of these new clients that I just manifested, that I just got, is head of the landscape committee here.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So I get home last night in time for a sunset, and I didn't even notice it in the beginning. I look outside and the bushes are all trimmed down so I could see my sunset. And I was like, I have to tell you, I was so incredibly excited and happy about something so minute. And, my husband was like freaking out. He's like, what is up with you? Why is this such a big deal? And I'm like, because look at the beauty that we can see now, and that just makes me feel happy. Like you were talking about the furniture. I bought new furniture, and I bought a rocker, because I like to sit and rock. It comforts me.
Yeah.
And so now I can turn my rocker around and look at my sunset, and I'm like,
that is beautiful. Yes. I love it. It's those things. It's those moments. It's realizing that's the balance, is like you are abundant in these beautiful moments. And so it's really that our abundance and prosperity isn't just monetarily coming to us. It is the universe working out the new client, which you're going to get money from, and then you get your sunset too. Like, yes, that's you manifesting that because of the focus that you're having. I love that. It really is the tune that you're the frequency that you're tuned to, and having those rendezvous with that, which is super cool, because we all have that intelligence, that infinite intelligence. And matter of fact, we connect to infinite intelligence before we go to sleep every single night. You know, that state, it's called the alpha theta. It is like you're aware of what's going on, but you're you're about to fall asleep and you're kind of in and out, in and out. That is the state you want to get in when you meditate. And so sitting up is helpful, because then if you're laying down, then you probably will fall fully asleep. But my trick is I just sit up. I'm in a comfortable position, but I'm sitting up pretty straight. I have my legs kind of crossed, but comfortably crossed. And pillows, blankets, whatever I do, I'm going to be comfortable. And I just sit there and I can feel myself drifting into that state, which it's not sleep because I'm still sitting straight up, and I can't sleep sitting straight up, not fully, but I get to enter that alpha theta state. And you can do that at any time throughout the day by just doing your breath work and simple breathing, and until you get in that same meditative state. And that is when things like this happens. And when you raise your vibration, you're able to receive these things, and you get that, and you can visualize the fulfillment of your desire, like the feeling, like, what would that feel like if I had that? And you just almost live it in your mind, just step by step. That is manifesting right there. That is powerful stuff.
And, you know, we've worked a lot on mindset, and I think changing the mindset of, man, this really sucks that I have to do all this driving, you know, it just to keep concentrating on the negative side of this, and then flip it to, okay, well, you know, I have all these wonderful clients and I'm going to have to still go to them, but I'm not going to be resentful about it. I'm going to be happy about it. And the happier you are yourself, I think the more that allows the good things to come in. If that makes any sense at all.
Absolutely. But I mean, you got it right on the head, nailed it on the head. That's when you can imagine living your abundant, prosperous, wealthy life, living in, you know, your luxury home with your beautiful family. I do that often. I will, sometimes if I feel the flow of it, I'll meditate first, and then whatever I meditate, I'll journal, because it's like, I imagined it. I want to give it more power so I can write it, and then I see it. And sometimes I'll speak at the same time as writing, because we just want to beat the drum of that experience, that fulfillment feeling that you have. And instead of looking at what is, we don't need to look at what is. We've been doing that, and that's why we have what it is. But we look at, I am an abundant person. I deserve, and I am worthy of the schedule of my dreams, and having the life of my dreams of balance, and doing something I love, and watching my sunset every single night, riding my horse. My husband and I can travel 3 to 4 times a year. Like, really start to dream up what would be the ultimate life to you. And I think sometimes we just are so scared to do that. I know I used to be. I don't know why. Maybe I was scared it wouldn't come true. Okay, but it's not true necessarily now. So what do you have to lose? Nothing. And then you're a much happier person imagining it anyway. So you can literally, and we did this actually when I was in college. I was a musical theater performance major. And we would learn how to recall emotions like that. We had to go here. We had to go in our mind. What do you think actors and actresses do? They are very in touch with their subconscious and parts of them that can truly manifest those genuine feelings, even though the source of it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But if you can manifest what it feels like here, touching the mountains of money with your fingertips, that really doesn't do anything for me. I imagine like looking online and seeing, you know, like a bazillion zeros behind a really big number or something. And what would that feel like? I would feel freedom. I would feel generosity. I'd feel energized. I would feel pure joy, not because I've got all this money, maybe, but because of what that money is going to mean to me. You know, it means I can bless my children with experiences and security and all of the best foods and supplements and all of these things. Like that feels amazing to me. And that's all about giving it away, right? So it's like, that's what people do when they win the lottery, right? They just like give it away. But night after night will impress your subconscious mind with new concepts and beliefs. You'll recondition your awareness and tune your frequency to a more prosperous station, one where your mind will continue to naturally provide you with the new beliefs about money. So instead of have a scarcity mindset, you're going to have an abundant mindset. And this is how you get from one to the other, is going into that, our mind and in our imagination. So the quality of our thoughts, it also creates the quality of our life. And like you just said, it's like you've changed what you give your attention to. Now, do you still do the drive? Sure. But you have found ways to maximize that drive by listening to things, learning, educating yourself, doing your self growth, you know, personal growth time. You know, there's so much you can do with that. And you found that answer within you. You just made that choice. You changed it. No one did that for you. So that,
Yeah, and I don't,
loved.
yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, I've changed okay, so instead of being, okay, I don't have time to study personal growth. Well, yes, you do. You have hours and hours in the car. So let's do that. You know,
Yeah.
I feel good when I utilize my time well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was frustrated, you know, very frustrated with the fact that, like we talked about yesterday, when I get home, I'm brain dead. I've been driving for 6 to 9 hours. So, you know, being creative, and people want, you know, these, you know, we want to do this post and we want to do this. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't even think.
Right.
So why not take advantage? I started thinking, well, why not take advantage of the time that you do have? I haven't listened to the radio like I used to for hours and hours and hours and on end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in months. I've been listening to podcasts, listening to you know, that master class I told you about, or just
Yes.
anything that my sponge up here can absorb to help my situation is what I've been trying to do.
Totally.
And that to me says a much more open-minded individual is becoming born now, as
Yeah.
opposed to oh, it's just, this is just the way it is, and that's just, you know, that's it.
Yeah, you're not the negative Nancy that you thought you were, and
Right.
you're coming up with ways that the universe can meet you where you're at. And then as you do that, you're just becoming. That's what it has to be. You're becoming the person that lives this life. You know, you're just being. Like I am. It's the awareness of being and becoming, and the I am is externalized according to what you say after it. So worthy, healthy, smart, beautiful, all of that. It's the first hand, the cause, and the condition is the effect that projects your reality. So if just kind of like in the beginning of our program, we did the growth mindset versus the fixed mindset. And there would be sometimes phrases that we use that were more fixed mindset. And the one word that you could change that from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset was the word yet. It says, I'm not where I want to be in my business yet. Now we're taking this a step further and we're saying, I am abundant and have the schedule that I want to be able to enjoy the things that I find beautiful in this life. Like that's an I am statement, girl. That's a good I am statement. So that is the infinite intelligence in the universe and all that is within the universe. So whatever comes after the I am is whatever you're aware of. So you're changing that still. So pay really good attention with those words that follow, and that's going to shape your destiny like it is. And then there's only one when the words I am may be sad. I got to move us out of the way. No. Go back, Leah. When I'm in my keynote, it doesn't let me read it. Yeah. No, we're still in the way. When you use I am, you're not referring to something in the future or the past. Like it refers to the awareness of being here, right here in the now. So rather than the I will, like I used to say, I will attract ... Well, that just keeps focusing on the fact that whatever ... is not here. So I have to change that statement. I have ... I already have it. Now, if I have it in the here and the now, or I have it in next week's time, I have it. So I just have to line up with that. Or I want. The term I will and I want, that take too much effort and time and will. But the I am is just effortless. Doesn't that feel different to you? The I will or I want, that just shows that it's like when you want something, you know, you're aware of the fact that it's not there. Right? But if it's there, then
It's unattainable.
You no longer want it because you have it. If I handed you $1 million, you wouldn't say, I want $1 million. You would just say, I have $1 million. I'm a millionaire. I am a millionaire. That's another I am statement. I am a millionaire. Now it's just me lining up with that millions, but I am a millionaire. And so it's the here and the now. Choose the effortless route, and claiming that is huge. So when you say I want this, the signal you're sending is that you don't have it here. And we just talked about that. Or I will be that person one day. That's the signal that you are not that person right here and now. So it's not what you say that gets affirmed, but it's the feeling of not being or having it that gets affirmed. And so we just have to be it. In our minds, in our imagination. So you contract what you desire unless you first express yourself as possessing it or being it. You attract what you are not, what you will be. You attract more of what you have, not what you want. So if you're focusing on what's not desirable in your life, you're going to just get more of that. And then just feel the feeling and rest in that satisfaction. And that to me has been a big shift, because you got to walk like it, talk like it, act like it, be like it. And I kind of thought, well, that's just being fake. No, that's not being fake. That's being your truest self. That's being who you really are meant to be, and just behaving as if it already is. And I feel like that's definitely been a huge shift for me in allowing that and really stepping into that power because I am a dreamer. I'm a huge dreamer. My dad even wrote me this whole thing at one Christmas. He wrote my mom, my sister, and I, all of these things, just like what he loved about us. And mine was, you are my dreamer. And I loved that. And it's like, as I got older and as like shit things happened in my life, my dreams just got smaller and changed and changed and changed. And then I just felt like I was just, I'll settle for this. This is the consequences of my choices. I've made some bad choices. So, I'm going to have to live with this. That kind of mentality I had. And I'm a single mom with 3 children. Like, I'm not going to probably have a man that is everything that I want. I'm a package deal. I'm damaged goods. Like, all of these things were going through my mind. And that's how I chose my wonderful last ex-husband was through that filter, through how I viewed myself. So looking around at your current position, your job, your home, your surroundings, your life, then you use the evidence of your physical reality to work in your favor if it's good, and then reaffirm what you already know is true of yourself. So you just keep affirming, I am abundant. I am healthy. I am free. I am in control of my destiny. I am, like really try to come up with some different things, but let them be from within you. You're feeling, not from your head, but from inside you, that feeling. So if you don't like where you are, then you got to take your attention away from the evidence of your senses and rely on the evidence of our human imagination. So that's a lot of meditating. That I do a lot of meditating. And then you currently will see more than the physical manifestation of the state you dwell in, your condition, which are caused by the thoughts you keep thinking, the beliefs you keep repeating to yourself. So as we change those beliefs, we change our actual reality, the physical manifestation of that. So events will take your current position to your destiny. You cannot see this happening now, for it is only once you reach your destination that you will be able to go back and connect the dots backwards. However, remember, if you solely rely on your current position, you will sacrifice never being able to see how the path was paved to your destination. And that is, I have more, but I feel like I want to stop there because there is so much. And I think that can get hung up. A lot of people can get hung up on their current position. Do you think that that's true? Do you think it's hard to see the forest for the trees kind of thing?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was doing. Point blank was just, wallowing in misery when I should be thankful that, first of all, I have a nice car to be driving in. I have, like you said, I have a home, I have a family, I have all these things that, that just once I took the concentration off of all the stuff that I didn't have, then all the stuff that you do have becomes apparent, and you appreciate, you start to appreciate that. And when you appreciate that, that's when you can move on to something bigger and better. Right?
Yeah.
So,
and not sweat that it's not coming right here, right now. Just knowing, it's just a knowing. Weeks had gone by for me with not any movement. And I'm just like, I'm doing my meditations in the morning. I'm doing all my affirmations. I'm doing all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I need to do breath work. I need to remove some resistance. Maybe I've got some traumas that I need to release. So I would dive into some breath work and I would do that. And I just constantly focused on my state of consciousness. What am I focusing on? And as I moved through that, and as I faced some scary things, because I'm like, I don't want to see what it is. But I said, Leah, whatever it is isn't going to change by you not looking at it. It's going to change by you dealing with it and moving past it. So looking at it, I looked at it. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And then right after that, my resistance and all of that, fear, that's what I would call it. It's just total fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of where is it going to come from? How am I going to do this? Am I going to be able to do this? Can I ever do this on my own type of thing? All these thoughts. And it's like, shh, quiet the mind and just sit. And that's hard to not do and be like, fix it. Well, then you got to go out and hustle more. That is not what I did. I did not hustle. I quieted myself and I went inward. And it still was like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks before movement happened. And I'm like, this is the work. Brian would ask me, what'd you do today? I go, meditated. He's like, is that it? I was like, kind of, yeah. I worked a little here, a little there, but then I had some resistance. So I just walked away and I meditated. He's like, wow, I wish I kind of had that kind of freedom. I go, you do have that freedom, but you just have to choose to take that freedom, And so little by little, and then all of a sudden, after I faced that scary thing that wasn't as scary as I thought it was, I've gotten a floodgate of clients coming in. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have time to put them anywhere. And it's given me monetary means to bridge the gap to the new program I'm developing and all this. And I was just like, this has been effortless. Like getting the clients has been
Yeah.
effortless. And I know you
Yeah.
know what that feels like.
Well, yeah, lately. And it could all change next month, but maybe it won't,
No, it doesn't have
but
to. If you just keep focusing on what's happening, you're going to get more of that.
and then, this is something I think goes back to relates to the weight loss, or, the original program.
Right.
um
It's everything, right?
is I've had this terrible toothache, which we talked about yesterday. And so, the last 2 days I didn't get to work out. And years before that, I would beat myself up all day long about it and just be like, oh my God, you're going to gain weight. You're going to, it would just rule my days.
Yeah. Yes.
And I have not, I just didn't worry about it. It was like, you know what, your body needs something right now. And you need
Yeah.
to, not care, not care, but not focus on
Not
weight
sweat it.
loss. Right. For
It's
a day or
caring
2
is
or 3
different.
or whatever.
Yeah, caring is different than fear and like sweating something. You care, obviously you care because you're being very conscious of, but what happened was you stopped doing the program and you started becoming the program. You know what I mean by that? You just became a person that is healthy and eats clean and knows exactly how to handle days that you can't go into the gym, and you know how to control yourself on vacation, and you just became that person. And that was the goal. That is completely the goal, because now you're empowered to do whatever you want at any time, and you feel very empowered. And that goes,
Yeah.
that translates to your relationships, and it translates to your business, and just focusing on those, the more and more of what you want or what you like that you have, and taking the focus off of the lack or the unpleasant things. And sometimes that really changes people's even like relationships. And sometimes it's a natural deselection that happens. I mean, it was a natural deselection for me because I was very good at, it's probably what kept me in something for so long, is I kept focusing on all of these great attributes, but there's a balance and stuff. And I probably didn't listen to my own intuition as much as I should have, because I didn't trust myself. So there was still some work internally for me that needed to be done. But I think when you have a solid, I am worthy, I am healthy, I am abundant, I am prosperous, I am smart, I am blessed, whatever it is, I am in perfect alignment with the universe at the perfect timing for all of the things that I want and desire in my life to occur. I do believe that I believe I am an abundant person. And I have no doubt that all of the journaling I've done for my dream home and my dream life it's just a matter of time. Like it just is. It is. And so I don't worry. And I like that I can do that now without, maybe it was the realist in my mom that she would want me like, well, no, we need to, you can't be head in the clouds. You've got kids now. You've got to think about. And it's like, head in the clouds, girl, like put them in the clouds, like really manifest that shit, because we have the power in us to do that. And we've been over time just domesticated to not know that we can tap into that power at any time. And I'm changing that. And I want my kids to always feel that way.
This is a funny story. I just thought about it. My mom's birthday is on Monday, and I went to this store to get something. And here, lo and behold, I walk in and there is a whole table of crowns. A whole thing of tiaras and
You
crowns.
buy
And
a
I was
tiara.
I just started laughing. I'm like, my God, that
I
came
love
back.
it.
That came back around full circle. All of a sudden, it was like, wow.
That
But
is awesome. Did you see the support call that we did last week?
yeah, that's why I was laughing, because it's like, yeah.
I mean, it's yeah, I'm actually probably, that's going to be like my next tattoo. Now, Macy has a queen chess piece tattooed on the inside of her wrist. And that, I mean, what she says about it is makes sense. She's the most powerful piece on the board. And it is a powerful thing, stepping into that feminine and really queening out, you know. It's just, I've never had it stated like that before, and I've never really tapped into that myself as much as I do now, and how much I've embraced the feminine side of me, because we always have been in this rat race of we can do what the guys do and we're in our masculine all the time. And that's great. We're very successful when we are in our masculine. We can do all the shit, but then we've got to go back and tap into that, because there's a lot of power in that would get us from point A to point B in a lot shorter period of time if we just allowed. And that's like so foreign, because it's like, but I've been always trained to do, make it happen, you know. And it's like, I told you that 2 weeks I was like, okay, I'm not getting any inspired action to go off and like go hand out business cards door to door. But okay, I'm like, okay, I'm going to attract, I'm going to become, I am abundant. Like it just is, you know, and just like, you're just in your space, and it just,
Well, another thing that is so interesting is that the master class I was telling you about, all these entrepreneurs that are doing these lessons or whatever, and they're all different, you know, but they all talked about the feminine, the masculine energy. They all did.
Yeah.
So it was like, I was just like, man, I'm just really starting to get this shit. Like this is,
yeah,
it's like coming at me left and right, you know, like everywhere I go, everything I see. I mean, it's just like, it's becoming so powerful. And I mean, I just never thought that I'd be sitting here saying this shit either. I mean, it just amazes me.
mm-hmm.
Because I was the realist. Remember, I took the test and I was the realist.
Yeah,
So, you know, there's nobody more real than me, honestly. So for me to be talking like this is just, I mean, you know,
tapping into the feminine. It's like you are tapping into that, you know, and owning your worthiness. Like you are worthy of seeing that fucking sunset every night. Like, God damn it, I'm worthy of this. So somebody better send somebody to fix these bushes. And not only did you get them fixed, you got a client.
I know. But the joy that I got out of seeing that, I mean, I was just giddy. I was absolutely giddy. Like, I don't
Who
believe
doesn't
it.
want to live in that? Who doesn't want to live in a giddy state of mind all the time? Like, why not? So you're worried about what other people think? Who gives a shit? You're giddy.
Yeah. No, I can't wait to get back tonight. I mean, and I was upset because they said it's going to rain tonight. I'm like, what? No. It's Florida. It's
Well,
not
then
supposed to rain now.
you find that pleasure in the rain, and you embrace that rain, and like everything that is like, oh, kind of feeling, flip that on its head and really like tell a different story and see what happens, because the universe not only gives you everything you desire and then some, it shows off a little bit, and it's like, okay, watch this. It'll rain a little and then I'll have the sun pop out. So if you can enjoy the rain, you can enjoy the sun, you can enjoy it all. It's all beautiful. Mother Earth, and even just like going out and grounding, that's probably a big part of why you are as getting connected to your feminine as you are, because you are outside, you are connected to Mother Earth, and that is source energy. That's all of it, is source energy. I mean, we don't take into consideration how powerful that is. It is powerful. So getting out of this like three-dimensional and just tapping into that, walking barefoot somewhere, like you love to walk on the beach, you know, like those are all such, I love the beach. I love doing that because I do feel so connected and I feel free. It's like this nothing matters. Nothing's out of order. Nothing is in its wrong place when you're doing that in that very moment. If we can have moments like that throughout our day and finding, how can I flip this negative that I just saw, the negative side of it? There's no pancake too thin. It does not still have two sides. Flip it on its head and say, how can I find enjoyment in this situation and make it a game? It's just a game. And then I want to hear about all of the games you played this week, next week. And I'm going to do the same.
All right.
It really is that kind of simplistic, just changing, softening the story to everything and seeing the beauty. It's funny. I was getting one side of one story, another side of another story. And then I'm like, and then there's the truth. And I'm getting two different people's perspectives of the very, very same moment. And then it couldn't be more different. It's pretty amazing, but it's that lens, that we choose to view life through. Those rose-colored glasses need to just go right back on. Truly. Well, I know you need to go, and it is about 5 till, so I will let you go. Lovely seeing you, and I will continue on with this next week. It'll be great.
Okay.